So why do I say Kak? Because that's the short form you see when you type in a command line, but the actual name, it looks like it's called Kakoune. And I'm going to be using the latest version. I installed it, I believe it's in the Fedora repositories, so that's one I used, and it's version 2025.0603, at least at the time when I tested this a few days ago, 3 days ago. So that was the latest version basically at the time of this recording. If there's a new version, I'll check, and I can update it, but I doubt it's gonna have any major fixes or anything like that. All right. Before we begin, quick reminder: I do a live stream every day at 2 p.m. Eastern. You visit ojambo.com. You go to watch many lives, and you can see topics for this and upcoming tutorials. You're always free to join the live chat and post anything about programming or lifestyle topics. And obviously, I have a direct link to the live stream. It says it's YouTube, and then obviously you can watch the video there as well. The video is also embedded in this article, so if you missed the live stream, you can watch it. It's embedded on the article. You can simply watch it also from the article. And I'm also multi-streaming to BitChute, Rumble, and Odyssey, and obviously YouTube at the same time. So yeah, if any of those are your preferences, we're live. Okay, now let me oh yeah, and also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments, because it helps the channel grow and helps people find not just my my content, but also they can post requests, especially if it's about open source software, and I can all applications, so that I can review them and help everybody find those applications and use them as well. Okay, so let's get started with the Kakoune. You see, it's open source. It's an interactive code editor, and if you're in hunt for text editor that's efficient and it's interactive, you can meet Kakoune, which is a modern, powerful module code editor that takes inspiration from the classic Vim, Vim, but flips the editing model to enhance your workflow. It's a fantastic tool for developers, anyone who spends a lot of time writing or manipulating text, and I do that quite a bit. So for example, even just when I have to do something as simple as, for example, this, as you can see here, I do write articles, so that's the text, and I also, obviously when I'm programming, I do a bunch of text stuff, but then there's sometimes where I have to do writing, like for example, when I'm writing a book, or I'm writing some content for a customer. For example, they might say, can you change this content on this page, or create a new blog post or something like that. So I spend a lot of time on text, because sometimes they might give me like a PDF file, I have to convert it to HTML, there are things like that. So in those cases, an IDE is not, an IDE is too much, and it's going to slow me down. So a text editor, especially because I'm going to be doing maybe some regular expressions, that's usually what I want. Now, sometimes when I'm doing data, I might get like billions of records, so an IDE is not going to work. It's going to be way too slow. So a fast text editor will be that will help me get my work done extremely quickly. So that's why you see my test suite down here. I'll talk about that in a second. So what makes Kakoune stand out? You have the multiple selections, you have contextual help and completion, you have client-side architecture. For example, you can use it with the terminal multiplexer like tmux and ZJ. And then we talked about it's open source, licensed under the unlicensed. That's basically unlicensed is as it's almost like public domain. What else do you have here? I haven't done. Oh no, I think I talked about. Yeah, I did talk about unlicensed, I believe, when I did the one about the open public domain licenses. So I do have a written article, and there's a tutorial. It wasn't a live cast, but it was I uploaded a video discussing it, so you can go check it out if you don't understand it. And then how to install it. So I'm on obviously a POSX type system. That means a Unix-like type system. So installation is pretty much, I just use the distributions package manager. So in my case, I'm here on the command line, and I'll show you what I did. Let me clean this up first. Clear. So if I just do DNF search Kakoune, and it's gonna see if it's in the repository. Yeah, it is. So you see, this one was in repositories. You see, that's, so I just put DNF install Kakoune, and that's because I am I'm on Fedora 43. I recently updated. You see, it says here Fedora 43. All right. So to pronounce this part, I'm not too sure because it's like born. So is it like Kakoune? Cocoon, or so I just say cocoon. Okay. I should actually pull out in the AI to see if to get the proper pronunciation all on my phone. Okay, and then I said I'm on Fedora, so that's how I installed it. But other platforms, for example, if you're on Debian based, you just type apt install Kakoune. If you're macOS, you can use homebrew brew install Kakoune. If you're on Arch Linux, obviously use the famous Pacman. And I guess if it's on Windows, if you have the Windows, what do you call the Windows System Linux, the WSL, you should be able to install that way as well. And I believe you can also use brew if I'm correct, but I think brew is not quite Windows ready yet. Okay, so and all you do is to start it, you simply just type cac, or you can type the actual name of the file. Or the so for in this case, if I want to create a brand new file, just put cac my new file. However, I am you can also obviously open files when you're already inside the like Vim and other ones. You can also open multiple files. We'll test that in a second. And you see, with the first time you start out by itself, you see it has a help. This is actually very, very nice, and it helps you a lot. So that's and like, for example, something like Vim is that Vim, you have to literally memorize all the commands. This one you don't have to. It makes your life very easy. You can do a quick search, and then it's almost like it reminds me of actually Emacs, because Emacs has little things like that as well to help you. Of course, you have to install maybe some plugins or whatever, but this one is pretty interesting. Basically, everything you need is already there. I can't remember if I installed any plugins or extensions, but we'll check it out later. And you see, out of the gate, it already has syntax highlighting. And no, it doesn't have the syntax highlighting. I had to enable it here. You see, I had to enable it, and then you see it has a built-in, I guess, file manager. So as I said, like it's very helpful. You don't need to go open this. You just, when you type edit automatically in the folder, then you can simply get the file that you want to edit. So that way, I said you don't have to. For example, if I want to open up this 1 gig text file, I don't have to type kick 1 gig file. I can, if I'm in the folder, which I am right now, in the editor-review folder, I can open up any of these files. So as you can see here, and then if I want to open a terminal, you can do that as well, and then you can run terminal commands. So it's really, 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 really awesome little application. So, and this is the live stream. So if I click this guy, I can open up any of this. You see, I'm live right now. So if you want to chat with me, I said we can chat on all the other any of the platforms you want. Okay, so so these are my requirements for text editor. I've gone through this. It's the same test I've been doing for years. So obviously it's open source. It's some type of an ID if it is. And what a code, if you don't know what a code editor is, I have a glossary here. It's designed for writing and editing source code. And then theme, because sometimes I prefer the dark theme. Very rare do I prefer the light theme. But the only reason I was using a light theme is because some of the dark themes were not very good. So I want to be able to edit or create my own. Or these days, most dark themes are really good. One of the worst dark themes used to be the ones that come with NetBeans, but they resolved that. So I haven't seen any issues with dark themes on any other applications. So if you don't know what open source means, it means it's freely available for post-publication and distribution. I should add here that open source means that they don't put restrictions on how you use it. Okay, so that's another that's another key element of open source. SCM, if you don't know that stands for source code language. So for most of you guys, that will probably be Git. And LMB and MMB, these are just short ways of saying left mouse button and middle mouse button, or the scroll wheel on your mouse. Okay, and this is my system. I'm using Ryzen 5 5600 GT. The G stands for obviously integrated graphics, and that's where I plug in all my displays. And I have memory. I have 32 gigs of DDR4, and the operating system, obviously I just upgraded. I said I'm doing Fedora 43, the Orchestration Edition. That means it's NOM 49. And obviously I'm using the Wayland desktop. I also have a dedicated GPU. It has 32 gigs of HP M2 memory. That one is used for AI. I'm trying to find an editor, open source editor that does GPU, so then it will be used for that as well. So, but for now, it's practically 100% all AI stuff. I might get it to do some Blender stuff as well, but that's difficult. Explain that in another. I've explained that in previous videos. Okay, so this is our test suite. There's a large file, which is 1 gig human readable text. There's a regex file. This is just for testing regex. If you don't know what regex is, that means that it's an advanced version of find and replace. And then, because usual find and replace is just for a word or a character, but with regex you can say replace only the first 3, or replace all of them, or search in multiple files. Only replace it if the next word after that matches this. So those are all type of things you can do in the basic find and replace. That's where regex comes in. The syntax file. This is just a test. It's meaning that, for example, I'll have a PHP file. The PHP file is going to contain HTML, it's going to contain CSS, it's going to contain JavaScript, and obviously PHP. So I want to see if it picks up the syntax for all of those programming. So that means 4 programming languages, does it pick it up in the same file? And these days, any editor that has that's been created literally in the last 10 years should be able to do this. Some old ones which haven't been updated in a while, they're not able to do this, but this one, I still leave it here because there was still some quirks even with Eclipse. But even Eclipse has has resolved this, so that's no problem. Media file. So this one is really weird because surprisingly, even in late 2025, the text editors don't know how to handle this, even IDEs. So what should happen? I don't know why this is hard. What should happen is if you have a file manager. I'll give you an example. So let's say you're working on a website. One of the simplest things you're going to need is a 5 icon. So if you don't know what a 5 icon is, it's this little icon right here in the browser tab. Okay, there's others, but that's just the easiest way for you guys to remember. So obviously, if I'm working on a website or a web page or something, I want to need a 5 icon. So in the project, I want to drag, for example, a customer will give me an image, maybe I edit in GIMP or Inkscape or something, and then I want to drag it into the project folder. So when I drag into a project folder, a lot of editors, they reject the image, which doesn't make any sense, or they will open it up in the editor itself. Again, doesn't make sense because I can't edit it. So it's very simple. Just let me drag a media file, whether it's a video or whatever, into the project folder. That's it. It's not rocket science. It's that simple, right? Well, I don't know why that fails. So that's why I kept it. In case you're wondering why I leave that there, that's what it's for. Okay, so in this case, obviously, I'm just using a tax image because I don't have a generic 5 icon, but you guys now understand now. And the Java version is OpenJDK 21.09. This doesn't matter anymore. I think since Oracle started basing the Java they released on OpenJDK, it's pretty much a standard now, because before it would say, oh, you're using the wrong Java version or something. These days that's no longer a problem, but I leave it here because sometimes I do test some text editors, and either they haven't been updated or that part hasn't been updated anymore, and that messes up. So that's why I put this here, just so you guys can replicate my tests. The PHP version is 8.4.13. and I don't think I'm gonna get 8.5 until probably in spring of next or 2026, because I said I just updated Fedora, and that's what comes with Fedora, so it's probably going to stick to 8.4 for a while. And Python version is 3.14.0. I don't know if that one has changed. Let me just double check. Python version, yeah, 3.414, so that's correct. And this one, the Kak version, so if I put Kak, I don't know if it will show me the version here. I'll have to open it up. Let's see if it tells me what version it is. Okay, this one doesn't tell me the version. But here you can see here some of the command line stuff you can do. Oh yeah, it's version 1v. Okay, let's go see what version there is. Okay, he didn't tell me the version. I was hoping to put it here, but I believe it's 2025.06.03. We'll check it out when we open up the application. So for the testing, how I'm testing this is each feature has two parts. If it'll get a score of 0 if the feature is missing, and you'll get a 0.5 if part of the feature is working. You will see that not so far some applications come very close to hitting 100%, but some of them always miss something, and you guys you understand why I gave it a 0.5. All right, and then to eliminate bias, I used these editors for at least 3 years, and on different platforms. That's usually macOS, Windows, and obviously Linux. Now, I've been using Linux since 2008, January 1st, 2008 exclusively. So during that time, I have used macOS and Windows less and less, especially since it's hard to virtualize them. I mean, Windows is actually pretty easy, but I have really no need for Windows anymore, except when I do my taxes, because some of the software is really amazing. And yeah, and that's it. And then macOS, I don't make apps for it anymore. So a customer actually gave me a Mac a while back, and it's really, I don't even have it anymore because it was just too old. So I mean it was the first generation Intel Mac. Was it MacBook or something, MacBook Pro or whatever. So obviously that came out in 2006. So obviously, you know, that's like it's close to 20 years old, right? So that it can't be updated, doesn't work as well. It's very slow. So I got rid of it. All right. So yeah. So let's get started. So I'm gonna clear this, and I'm gonna all your stuff is Kak. That's a weird thing. You type Kak. And then you open it up here. Yeah, so you see the version is correct. It's 25.06.03. And then you can tell it says a Kak underscore appearing in shell arguments can be added to the environment. And then you can do stuff like git apply, double underline support, execute eval, client accepts the asterisk, and comma separated list. So this means you can now open multiple files as well. So that's fantastic for us. However, and then it says here that there's a scratch buffer. Oops. Okay, that doesn't matter. Okay, I just rolled the mouse and then the scratch thing came up here. Okay, so obviously this is supposed to replace Vim, right? Or meant to replace Vim. If you see here, the sun has been out all day, so sorry about the glare here. You can see here, this actually reminds me of Vim. So I'm just gonna start typing on the keyboard. And you see I'm typing here on the keyboard and says select next character to input. Obviously it's still in the scratch pad here. So I don't want the scratch pad, I'll press escape again, and press. So I type to the colon, and you see it. What came up is the you see the little helper. So I can add a highlighter, I can do other things. So what I want to do, I'm going to type edit. I can type theme. I think it was color. The color, yeah, color theme. So it's color theme there. Oh yeah, I should have read this number one. So you can use the color theme here, and then after that, it has a bunch of dark and light themes. You can also obviously create your own. So that one got a perfect score. So you just type color theme. Oops. So you need to type. Let me type that again. So I have to type color theme. Is it tab? Oops, tab doesn't work. Let's go this way. Color. Oops. Color. Yeah, color theme. I can't remember how to autocomplete that. I don't know. I just type. Oh, yeah, it's tab. I must have typed a different key. So it's color theme, you see? Then it tells you the name, and then that will be enabled. So for example, I can type the exact color theme I wanted. I believe I have that in the screenshot. You just type in one of the names. There's several of them that even come with by default. So I'm gonna stick to the default one, but here, so that got a perfect score. Now, let me escape this. Salut from Jacob, Ismo Jacob. Salut. My French is really bad, so I do recognize the oh bonjour. I think I know that one. Okay, my French is terrible. Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. All right, that's in the live chat. All right, so where was I here? Oh yeah, so dragging and dropping doesn't work obviously because this is a terminal editor. For example, I'm going to grab some of the regex file here. I try to drag it in here. You see, it doesn't work. It just pastes it similar to the way any terminal, like just on the terminal as well. So we don't want that. Okay, so we don't want that. I'll show you how to undo later. So undo, you just press Shift U or U. You can toggle between undo and redo. So if I type Shift U, you see there's nothing to redo. And U, I just typed U, and then it undid what I just did. So that's U and Shift and U to undo, undo, redo, toggle. All right, so that's why that one got a 0 because I can't drag and drop obviously there, and obviously it doesn't have tabs, right? Now there's some plugins that can kind of mimic tabs, but it's a terminal editor. Obviously, you can switch between buffers. So I would like to have something where I can see what files are open. Obviously, you have to press a command. That's the reason I like tabs. So that's why it got a 0. Okay, opening a very large text file did not crash. It should not because it's a terminal-based editor, and it's able to open. And so let's try this one. And so again, just colon. You type edit. And then you see it tells you here you can change the directory, or if I just press edit and I press tab, you press enter. What's going on here today? Jeez. I know you press edit, space, oh space, sorry about that, space, and then I can I use the mouse here for example on this file. Okay, and then tab, is it tab? Yeah, tab. Okay, so tab again. I can go into that folder. I don't want to do that. So this is the file I want, and I just press enter. Is it tab again? Or is it opening the file? Okay, it's so that is the one that's tricked me up because when I use a terminal editor, it's usually fast. For some weird reason, this opening up this 1 gig file is slow on a terminal editor. That kind of confused me. Well, once it's open. See, I'm trying to edit here, and it doesn't. I think I have to put insert. I believe insert. Okay, it's not working. What's going on here? Okay, to edit. Oh, you have to press I. Okay, so you have to press I, then you can edit. There we go. So now I can say this can. You see, it's slow, which is really weird. Like, why would it be slow for a terminal, a text, a terminal text editor? I typed this, you see, and you see it's slow. It's like frozen. Let me actually see how much RAM it's using. Give me a second. I'm going to open up my system monitor because I am blown away that it's looks like it's hogging 1 CPU here. So it's not mod. There we go. You see that? The characters finally came in. I was gonna type this can be edited, and see that is slow, and it looks like it's not multi-threaded. Wow. Okay. Now, in order to close something or to quit, it's similar. Just type colon, escape, colon, Q, and you see you have similar to Vim, you can quit. So I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna tab. I'm gonna quit, and just so that you can free up the memory and everything as well. So why is that the CPU being? See, that is weird. Like it's doing that. So that is like super. You see the memory is finally going down here. Do you see how much memory it was using just to open up a 1 gig file? That's, I don't know. I think that's a memory leak, and it was using one. It was using this thread, the CPU 12, and then you guys saw the memory. It was using 13 gigs. Crazy, and it was even using, I think, a little bit of the swap as well. That is nuts. And this is just a text file. Okay, so let's open it up again. So you're able to edit the file. They're saying, but opening a large file and editing is slow. That is super weird. Okay, so obviously I will not be able to use this if I have very large text files. Okay, so multiple documents can be can be opened in obviously multiple buffers. It doesn't have obviously tear off tabs, but you can open multiple instances of each. So the score for that one is 0.5 is because I said it clearly doesn't have tabs, but you can definitely open. I said the reason it fails is because I can't tear off. For example, a tab here I can tear it off. You can open multiple obviously sessions of CAC, and I can prove that to you right here. So for example, again, if I go edit, I'm going to open up the I'm going to open up the books one as an example. You see it's syntax highlighted, and I go back to the command line. Oh, I'm ready here, so I can open up another terminal, and then for example I'm going to open up Kark here, and let's open up something else. I'll open up the regex file as an example here. So you can see you're able to do that. And obviously if I have a multiplexer, I can do that as well, but this time I just want to quit. Okay, so I'm going to close this one. So you can do that. So that's why it got 0.5. All right, let's move on. Multiple editors cannot be opened as new tabs, as I explained that before. So that got a 0. Okay, and creating non-project files is possible. Non-project files can be opened, as you just saw. I opened this books.xml file. Now, one thing I do like about this, you can have a soft wrap. So I already enabled it. You can see here this on what line number there? No, yeah. See where it says description. It says an in-depth look at creating application app with XML. You see the with XML went on the second line. I'm guessing it's because I zoomed in. Let me zoom out here. Yeah. So it's because I zoomed in. Oh, is it like that by default? Okay. Oh no. Okay. So that's. Oh, I think that's how the XML file was by default. Okay, I thought soft wrap was on. Okay, so you can enable soft wrap as well using. Surprisingly, it's in the highlighter. So colon, you go add highlighter. Come on, what is wrong with you? Add tab highlighter, then you go space. You put buffer. You see it gives you another one there. You tab buffer and then you type wrap. And then now, word wrap. Wrap. Okay, I have to do that again. I go to the end here. Add highlighter, space. Oh, come on. Keep on. That's annoying. Okay, add highlighter, space, buffer, space, and then you type wrap, and then space, wrap again. There we go. Tab. Now you can see the same one here in the description. It says an in-depth look at creating app. Now this one does a hard wrap instead of the soft wrap like I wanted, but that's fine. It does work, as you can see here. So for example, if I zoom out, you see applications properly, and then there. So this one is doing, if you guys go confused between a hard wrap and a soft wrap, now you know this is called a hard wrap. So the hard wrap breaks the word. Software would put this in onto the second line, so that's the difference. But that's good enough. That's good enough. So I'll give it a perfect score. You can also enable them permanently. I deliberately didn't do that because I wanted to show you, because sometimes you might just want to toggle it, sometimes you might not. And then surprisingly, it also has spell check. So to use spell check, you just need to get the language. So let me see, I think the best thing to do here would be to open up the regex file. I think that one has some spelling mistakes, so I'll just go colon and go edit, space, and then tab here, and tab, regex file. This is the one I want to open up. And I want to scroll down. Yeah, here we go. See, some of these have spelling, or clearly spelling mistakes. That's a spelling mistake, and different Canadian and American spelling of color. And I deliberately made some spelling mistakes there. So what you do is colon, and then you type spell. You can see there it says spell clear, spell next. So just type spell, and then oops, I didn't spell right. Spell, and then the language you want to use. In my case, it will be English. And you can see, depending on the one, so you can, for example, just type US if you want to be more locale, or you can just put English, a generic one. So then after that, you press enter, and then you need to have, I think it's a spell or something. Yeah, you need to have a spell as well. So if I type, oops, insert, I to insert, what's going on? Where can I insert? Escape, I, okay, yeah, I'm insert mode. So if I go color, you see it comes up there, versus color. Okay, well, it's remembering my stuff, but it does have it as well. I don't think I have a spell or whatever it needs, but yeah. So let's try a different one. I don't know if that one will work. So escape, and I'll go spell. I'll just do spell, and I'll just do English. Doesn't seem to be working. I think, as I said, I don't have the a spell or whatever. I think it uses a spell, which I don't have installed. But it does work. I did see some, I did test it before, and I said, oh yeah, I'll put it right here. If a spell is installed, I'm not going to install a spell. Word count can be achieved. Obviously, it doesn't have a built-in word count, so you have to use WC. That's a command line prompt, and you can just pass it into it. So you can do it for the entire buffer, or you can do for a selection. So for that one, you got a perfect score. Then go to line. So you can jump to line, what is it here? You can jump to, oh, let's put line numbers first. This is a weird thing. You have to go to the add highlighter again, then you hit space, global, and then slash, space. Then you see, then you have all these options. You see there's regex, there's group, and you see one of them will be number lines, or line and number line. So I'll just type number, tab that, and hit enter, and you see now we have line number. So right now I'm on line 24. So I want to jump to, say, line, let's say line 10. I want to jump to line 10. So in order to do a line jump, what is it here? Go to line. You just press G, and then the line you want to go to. So I just press G, and you see it says buffer top, line end. So I just type G, and I just type in the number. So I just type 10. What is that? Do I have to put colon G? Colon G. No. Do I have to type? Okay, G. Oh, is it H? Okay. GL. GK. Okay, that's not the one I wanted. It's G. Oh, they must have changed it. I thought it was just G, and then you jump to the whatever line number. But there you go. You can type G, and then obviously you can also do some regex as well. So I'm not going to do that. All right, so I gave that one a score of, what did I give it a score of? I forgot where I am here. I gave it a perfect score. And then indentation can default. So this one, indentation, I think the best way to do this is to go, remember I have two files open right now, right? So I have, but you see there's no indicator that I have two files open, similar to Nano. So what you have to do is, in order to, you have to hold down the control key, type O, or type I, O. Okay, there we go. I just typed O a few times and it took me to this file. So what I want to do is I want to show you some indentation. So I'm going to put, okay, see the cursor here? If I press enter, oh, I have to go to insert mode, sorry. I'm in insert mode. If I press enter, you see it indented properly. It's very smart. If you don't understand what that means, is that if I go to, for example, here, book, if I go to book here, I go to the end, if I press enter, you see it indents properly by default. So that's actually very nice for a, so that's vastly superior to what Nano does. So I like that feature. So obviously it got a perfect score. I didn't have to, so basically it indents to the default user-defined tab stops. I love that. I love that feature. And you guys already saw the dynamic zoom. Now the dynamic zoom is based on the obviously the terminal you're using. So obviously I'm using GNOME terminal, or is it console now? Yeah, now obviously has dynamic zoom, so it perfectly works here. So there we go. So that inherited it, so that got a perfect score. Find and replace. This one I kind of do not like, but the way to, if you want to do a find and replace, what you do is you have to type what's %s, then you put in the word you want to replace, then you press enter, and then after that you type C and then the word you want to replace, which is kind of a little bit tedious. I wish they would, just be able to do it in one line, like a one-liner. But it does work, and obviously regular expressions do work. So that got a perfect score. I'm not going to bother with this because I find it really annoying. I don't want to be disturbed today. Okay, and then obviously, oh, let me open up the PHP file. So escape here, edit, press enter. Oops, I forgot. Edit, space, and then I want to grab the syntax PHP file just to show you. See here that we have, I can use the mouse here. You see the HTML is properly formatted, and the style CSS, that's also properly formatted. This is JavaScript, it's also properly formatted, and then this is the PHP, which is also formatted properly. So that makes it, if you want to do any coding, you can. So that's why I said I have this PHP file specifically for this. It doesn't just contain PHP, it contains HTML, JavaScript, and CSS, and obviously HTML. So that's 4 languages, right? HTML, JavaScript, CSS, and PHP, and all of them are properly highlighted. And I said that's usually fine today. Any editor that came out in the last 10 years has that. This, when it has syntax highlighting, it does a very good job. Okay, so what's next? Okay, that was number 14, got a perfect score. Code forwarding doesn't work. So for example, if I want to collapse this div between line 73 and 80, I'm not able to do that. Now, there are ways where you can hide stuff using some type of regular expression, but I find that to be very annoying because I like simply just, there's a reason I have a mouse. I want to just be able to click here and then it closes this. So for example, you have to highlight this and then use some I said use some regular expression to do that, but that's not real code forwarding, because it's I wouldn't mind if it was a command. For example, if it said press Ctrl I here, and then yeah, that I wouldn't mind, but I'm saying I still have to select, doesn't automatically detect. So that's what I said, that's not code forwarding. And collapsing. So that got a, what did you get for that one? You got a 0. Now selecting rectangular block selection, this is actually pretty easy. All you have to do is, for example, the best way to show this, I'm gonna go down to, oops, yeah, here it is. I don't have, I thought I had the regex open. Did I not open the regex file? Or did I close it? I just went through. Okay, looks like I don't have the regex file. That's no problem. Let's open up the, let's open it up. Where's regex? Let's open it up here. Okay, so we open up here. You see the line numbers again. So if you don't know what, it's also called rectangular or column select. So what that means is that, as I put my cursor here, it doesn't matter where you put it. I can put the cursor here. If I hold down the Shift key and the C key, Shift C. Oops, that's not what I wanted. I hold down Shift and C. What is going on here? What's wrong with the mouse? Shift. Okay, is it the C key I have to hold down? What is it? Okay, I don't know what's going on here. I think something's wrong with the mouse here. Did it just crash on me? You gotta be kidding me. Maybe that was a shortcut. Let's open it up again. So carp regex. Okay. Okay, this is fine. I can here, one more time. I go here, hold down the Shift key and the C key. What? I don't know what's going on here. Oh, wait, I think I can't use the mouse, that's why. Control C. Okay, there we go. I can't use the mouse. I was using the mouse. That was my fault. So you hold down the Shift key, and so you hold down Shift C. That's a rectangular select. Now the problem with this is you can't search in the multiple. You cannot do a search. Or did I make a mistake? Let me see here. It doesn't work when the word wrap is enabled. So if you don't know what I'm talking about, you see here word wrap is not enabled right now. So I'm going to turn on word wrap again, and I'll show you what I mean. So there's auto wrap enabled. Okay, I didn't know there's auto wrap enabled. I didn't know there's a feature like that. Let's try that feature. Auto wrap enabled. I think that's if you type something. So okay, that's not what I want. So I still have to do it the hard way. Okay, and then it was buffer. I think buffer. And then I type wrap and wrap again. Yeah, wrap. Okay, so you see here, for example, this line. Where's my mouse? It says here, she reached for the book, not noticing the light XL, the note beneath it, right? So you can see here it did the hard wrap, which is fine. So now, if I try the, if I put my mouse here, and I hold down Shift C, right? And I go this way. Now, it seems to work this time. That's weird. Huh. Oh, okay. So you might say, hey, Edo, what are you talking about? It is working perfectly fine. So let me zoom out here. I'll show you. Okay, that seemed to be working today. Okay, I don't know why it didn't work before, but okay, so I must have been mistaken there. It does look like it does work with the, does not work with properly with the word wrap enabled. Looks like it does. So I'm wrong there. So I will say this does work. Yeah, it does work with the word wrap enabled. It didn't work for me when I actually took the screenshot. I think I even have a screenshot where it wasn't working properly. But it looks like it does work properly when word wrap is enabled. No, wait a minute. Let me make sure I got that right. So okay, so if I start, let's say I start without, yeah, right here. no, right here. Okay, so I'm gonna do it here. I'm gonna put it back up here. Shift C. Okay, so there you go. So this is without word wrap. So, I mean, word wrap is enabled, but I did it. Unlike last time where I did it when it was when the words were going in the other line. In this case, it's now I'm going to zoom in. Oh, it does work. Okay, so something must have been wonky when I did. Okay, whatever. So I'm wrong. Okay, let's move on. So this is wrong. It should actually be a perfect score of 1.0. Now multiple cursors, they work a little bit different than than the other. So I'll explain what I mean. So let's say let's zoom out. There we go. That's a little bit better. No, not too much. There we go. So if you don't know what multiple cursors are, meaning that I can put my mouse, for example, down here. Then it's Shift N. So Shift N. It's weird. Put over here, Shift N. Do I have to use the same Shift C? Let's try Shift C. What is going on here? Escape. Shift C. Doesn't seem to want to work now. This is so weird. This is wonky. I don't know what's going on here. Oh, maybe, okay, I think I can't use a mouse, I think, as well. So if I go here and I hold down Shift N, it says no search part. It's just N maybe? I don't know why it's not working now. It was Shift N. And then to go backwards and forward, you just, if you're doing a search, you can you can use the slash for forward and backward. That's for search. So I'll give you an example. So if I look for the word light here, so let's go here, and I'm gonna highlight this word search, and then I type Shift N. I don't know, it says no search pattern. So I can go forward or search. So that's a search, a slash. So search. Let's I type light. And then I can also, to go back, it's question mark. Is it question mark? Or am I? Yeah. So I hit there, and then if I type that, yeah, question mark extend, the same thing. It says light. So that goes backwards. All right. So I don't know why multiple cursors are not working here. They did work when I had it there before, so yeah, it's a little bit annoying why it's doing that, but yeah. So distraction free, obviously, but you can get rid of the line numbers, and that's basically it. You can toggle them. I already showed you guys how to do that. So I got perfect score. The file manager, you saw me using several times using edit, so I can't drag an image in there, and I'll explain to you guys what I mean. So if we go back to edit, and let's say I want to open this folder, and it's a directory, so I can't open directories, which is fine. So let me explain what I mean. So here I can't drag something into here, right? So for example, if I try to drag this in here, you see this thing comes off again. I have to undo, which was, if I remember correctly, it was U. Oh, wrong one. In here. No, okay, it's gone. Just U, we'll get rid of it. So you can drag, so that's why it got a 0.5, but the file manager does work. So on the terminal, it's very simple. It's simply terminal. You see a terminal, and then you can run a terminal command, for example, sh. Okay. And then it pops, a terminal window opens up here. I'm fine with that, and obviously you can do stuff like ls, etc., whatever you want to do. So for example, if I was running git command, I would obviously run it here instead. You can obviously also go terminal if you just want to run a single command, right? So instead of typing sh, you can see examples up here. They give you a hint. of if you have a program or an argument, you can do that as well. If you're running a script and I had to pass an argument, you can do that as well. So that's the review. That's basically everything I wanted to show you guys. So do you guys think this can replace Vim? For me, my biggest issue is that I can't open up a large file and edit it. For a terminal editor, that blows my mind, because even Nano, which is supposed to be a heavy one, I'm able to do that very, very quickly. This one really surprised me. There are some things I do like for example, anytime you type colon, you see it automatically gives you, so you don't have to memorize, you don't have to memorize too many things. That part I do like. So what is the final score? So the final score, it got a 77.5%. Obviously, with the little mistake I made there, it probably bumps it up to maybe an 80%, but the other things which didn't work in this time, so it looks like the score is 7.75 out of 10. Okay, so why did he get the low score? You guys saw. Why it got the low score there. Now, if Kakoune sparks your interest in coding, I have resources to help you with your journey. I have programming books. You can check out my collection of programming books on Amazon to take your skills to the next level. Search for Edward Jumbo. The link is in the description. If you want structured learning, explore my comprehensive programming online courses at ojamboshop.com. The links are also in the description. And if you need personalized help, I'm available for one-on-one online programming tutorials tailored to your specific learning needs. You can book one-on-one tutorial sessions with me at ojambo at ojambo.com/contact. And I also assist you with the installation of this application, Kakoune, on your system, or help you migrate your workflow from a different editor. For my installation and migration services, you contact me at jamboservices.com/contact. Alright, so that's it. A quick reminder again, I do a live stream every day at 2 p.m. Eastern. You simply go to ojambo.com. You can then go to the watch menu, live summary. You can see topics for this and upcoming tutorials. And also be sure to subscribe, like, follow, and leave comments. It helps the channel grow, and also the more viewers that watch my content, the more that they can also share their knowledge and the tips, and I'll share with everybody. All this stuff I'm showing here, I've used it in my regular workflow for my my day job, if you will, which is I'm a freelance programmer. So I do test things out, or customers tell me things, but by sharing this information, obviously I reach more people, and you guys can share as well. So that's fantastic part. And what else? So I also have some other resources I want to tell you about. So I live in a rural area, and there's no internet, and the cellular service is sporadic. So I do use SpaceX Starlink residential service. I do have a referral link, and if you use my referral link, I'll get 1 month free, and you'll get a discount. For example, right now in Canada, you'll get the equipment for free if you do use a referral link. So you use my referral link. And also, if you're in anywhere around the world, you will get a discount. The discount and its duration and the type are all based on your geographical location. So use my referral link if you can to get the Starlink residential service. I also have an affiliate link. It's for this device here. It's called the Honeywell HeatBud Personal Ceramic Heater. It's available on Amazon. It has 3 or 2 switches, however you look at it. There's an off, low, and high. The low uses 170 watts, the high uses 250 watts. And then it has a little safety feature here, means when it trips over, it will automatically switch off. And so this little guy helped me save over $100 a month in propane costs last winter. So what I'm hoping for is this winter, I actually started using it earlier, and I'm hoping to save another $100. So in the first time I moved here, I was paying $350 a month in propane. Preposterous. The propane is only used for heating, so that it just runs a furnace and just heats up the house. So that's crazy. Now, last year, I got smart and I got this guy after watching a YouTube video, and this guy was fantastic because what that let me do in the middle of winter is keep the temperature at 16 degrees Celsius and have this little guy because it's personal, just in my personal space, and it gives me enough heat that I'm comfortable and I can work. Now, this, as I said, this cold season started actually last month. I never turned on the heater last month, so I just use this guy in here when I need a little bit of boost. I left it on, so that meant I didn't have to pay propane costs for October. So that's really a massive saving. And then this one, we're in November. The temperature has already dropped to close to zero. Looks like it might actually snow tonight, and which is one of the earliest in southern Ontario. However, I'm using this guy. So I did switch on the heater on November 1st, but I made it permanently 15 degrees. So my hope is, for example, it doesn't come on so far today. So what my hope is, I'll be able to save another $100 because where I live, the propane has to be trucked in. So I said it's pretty expensive if you rely on propane to heat your house, especially when you work from home. It's crazy. All right, and the last one is that's my affiliate links. I'll get a commission if you do purchase this personal space. What do you call it? Space heater. Okay, my last thing I'm shooting today is this my novelette. It's called The Algorithmic Serpent. It's by me, as you see my name there, Erodo Jambo. It's about a scientist who creates an AI system and loses his mind, so he has to regain control of the AI system and his mind. And this is the back. So this is the paperback version. You see the pages in there. And there's also an ebook version. The ebook version is free if you have Kindle Unlimited. So this is a psychological thriller. And I made it as affordable as possible, so it's basically at cost, both for the paperback version and the ebook. Ebook is just for storage costs. The paperback version is for printing and shipping. So get them if you can, and let me know what you think, good or bad, because I want to improve my writing skills. With that said, that's the end, and I will see you guys tomorrow at 2:30 p.m. Eastern. I'm not going to do a night stream tonight because they see the sun out there. This is the last day for a while that it's going to be relatively nice. So I want to go out there and finish up my the shed I'm building, and also start on what do you call it? Putting more insulation in the hoop coop for the chickens. It's not just for the chickens, they have their feathers so they won't feel it, but I'll feel cold when I go there to feed them and give them water during the winter. So I want to prepare and be ready for that. So I'm hoping the priority right now is just to finish the shed, so then I can focus. The chicken won't take too long. I already started dragging things yesterday in the rain, so it'll be pretty quick. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. Have a great day. See you tomorrow. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe.